You are now tuned into the Warrior Wisdom Podcast. Locking in on mind, muscle, and money. Education on true masculinity, stoicism, and leadership, and how it connects to everyday life. We focus on mental freedom, financial freedom, and time freedom. This is Warrior Wisdom for modern warriors.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Billy, the Freedom Warrior.
And it's your boy, Q, the Active Warrior.
And this is your Warrior Wisdom Podcast show. And we got a special treat for you guys today. Q, do they know they're about to suit up?
No, but we're going to put them on game. We're going to put them on game. We're going to put them on game to what it takes. I mean, this is something that you utilize when you leave your house every day.
Every day. The suit you got to put on every day. It's a superhero suit. It's how to find your true masculinity, your true self, and it's gonna go with something of becoming of a warrior, a God warrior, finding yourself, becoming that God. Because I don't believe that God is external. I believe God is inside. I believe God is everything. So first, in order to get in connection with God more, you have to love yourself, find yourself more. And when that happens, you're able to be aware of multiple things, not only self-awareness, but aware of opportunities, aware of danger, aware of growth, aware of family, aware of connection, a whole bunch of things when you work on yourself. So, yeah.
Right. I mean, and that's whatever you want to call it. If you want to say, you want to say God, you want to say higher power, the universe,
whatever.
Everybody, we all have a belief. We all have a certain belief in whatever you go for. I also believe that I'm more of on the omnis side.
Okay.
There really is no wrong. There just is, basically.
Yep.
So
and
whatever
the wrongs,
you believe in.
The wrongs are lessons. And that's another thing, because in a everyday life perspective, somebody's wrong can be somebody else's right.
Indeed.
So the wrong is all about perspective. Right or wrong is all about perspective on what's hurting you and what's helping you and what's helping you get to the spot you want to get to and to the goal.
Perspective. I like that word too.
Well, perspective?
Perspective is one of my favorite. When you just look into it and you really break it down, and you break it down as far as, everybody is seeing things from their own point of view. We can sit and let's say analyze the Bible. You receive a message. You will receive that message in a different way that I will receive that message.
Exactly.
Because we have different perspectives, and that goes down to the meanings of things, to vocabulary, the way we use words. Everybody's perspective is different, upbringing, all of that,
And I love that you said that. And to piggyback off perspective, you have to truly find yourself, because a lot of people, they want to force their truth on you, their perspective on you.
Damn, good shit.
And if you're not understanding, if you're, because you don't, your environment, your background, your past doesn't relate to their truth,
yes,
it's going to hurt you. And that's how arguments are made. That's how you trying to force a relationship, think it's your love match, but in reality it's not, because their perspective and your perspective can't compromise. It can't meet in the middle.
Totally different.
So, and a lot of people are separated of that and don't know or even are aware of that in a relationship, Q. So, so this is why it's crucial that we have this episode and that you suit up. Because when you suit up, you know exactly what you're putting on and why you're putting it on for.
War ready.
So, without further ado, we're gonna, again, guys, this is part of the Freedom Warrior brand, but I have to give credit where credit's due. This is from the Bible. There's a verse of Ephesians. My English and my grammar's not too great. So if you put it up there,
don't down talk it. Let's go. Let's get it started.
So again, in order to become your own superhero, you got to put the armor of God to become God's warrior, to become a freedom warrior. And to start it off is the belt of truth. As you see a full Batman here, Batman's one of my favorite superheroes, and he doesn't even have a superpower.
Feel you on that. Yeah, that's a valid point. That's a very valid point.
But you know why I used him in the picture?
Talk to me.
Because he don't have a superpower. He knows who he is. He knows exactly who he is.
No. What I don't know if I want to say alter ego or just no outside person, like he's him.
So exactly,
He doesn't have
Batman.
But then
Bruce,
again, he does suit up though. He suits up.
but he has to for his purpose.
There you go.
And he has that genius mind that he doesn't even have a superpower, but could take down any major superhero or villain. That's why he's a main character. He found his truth. He knows what he's fighting for, and he will die on it. So that's why I wanted to use one of my favorite superheroes, Bruce Wayne, Batman, his belt of truth. He knows his truth. So that's the first thing you're going to put on when, not realistically, you got to put on the pants first and then put the belt on. But I want you, but I want you guys mentally and spiritually speaking, you want to know your truth. How do you find your truth? Finding yourself. All right. So once you find yourself, and Q, this can go in numerous ways. There's so many, again, perspective. There's so many different ways you can find yourself. You go to the gym, work out.
Definitely go find yourself there.
Create a discipline, find your realm. Working out and working on yourself, you're going to find yourself. You're going to unlock thoughts, unlock confidence within yourself to help you do other things outside the gym. You know what? I want to take my shirt off at the gym. At the beach. You know what? I want to go fill that application for that job I felt like I couldn't get because I'm looking a little good.
Right.
I'm feeling myself.
Right.
That's all about truth.
And speaking your truth too. Like, in certain situations when dealing with other people, we seem to not speak our truth, even in relationships, you hold your truths back. So that's another area where you have to have your boundaries, or you have to have a certain code that you follow. That's your truth that you stick to. I don't give a fuck if you got to write that shit down, because you know that this is what I stand for. This is what my truth is. This is what I walk on. And you stand on business with that.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Because that's your truth.
Well, Q, the thing is, if they put this armor on, they won't have to go into battle. They won't have to go into battle with their woman, relationship problem, business problem, because they'll be in the right spot at the right time with the right people.
Indeed.
And that's part of spiritually and
mentally. That means also that they respect your truth, bro.
Because respecting yourself and loving yourself and knowing your truth is also putting yourself in the right environment for other people to appreciate your truth. Remember, it's your perspective. So if you understand your perspective,
very valid,
you will go to certain places that will also understand your perspective, because their perspective relates to yours. It's the same. So you are who you surround yourself.
Same frequency.
And with Terrence,
frequency.
With Terrence
Howard.
Yeah, the whole thing, how he changed the whole table of
yes,
that's another episode.
Yes.
Bro, I've been watching.
We definitely got
Joe Rogan.
We'll dissect that.
Yeah,
we'll dissect that.
We're gonna that whole Joe Rogan and Terrence. Yeah, we're gonna
real good one to dissect, bro.
But that's another episode. But in order to get ready for war, again, war, it could be a conversation with your wife, conversation with your manager, your boss. Conversation with your business partner.
Yes.
Conversation with your bro, your gym partner, whoever it is.
Yes.
You have to put on that armor every day, 24/7. Now that you got the belt, we're gonna move on to the next one, which is the breastplate of righteousness. All right. So you already got it. It's standing on 10 toes down, standing on business, staying grounded.
Yes, indeed.
So it's just when you put that, I did the wrong hand. I did the wrong hand. You see, almost.
Excuse the laugh.
Wakanda forever. But the breastplate of righteousness is when you put on that vest, that armor plate. You know exactly but coming from a veteran, coming from a military standpoint, when you put that uniform on, you know exactly why you're fighting. You know exactly why you're getting up every morning.
Oof.
And that's what that means. You know exactly who you're protecting, who you're loving, who you're doing it for, your why. And that's what the breastplate of righteousness means, having discernment from right and wrong. But again, it's a perspective. So the right and wrong is based off what's hurting you and what's helping you grow.
There you go.
So somebody else's wrong could be your right. But that's the world we live in.
Indeed.
That's yin yang.
And with that righteousness, you wanna focus on having empathy and understanding of that fact. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to understand the other person as well. Because mind you, that other person is suiting up as well. You know?
I'm glad you said that.
That other person is suiting up as well. So having empathy and coming to the table and understanding whoever that person is across from you, they have their own armor wear on that may not even have the same protection that your armor might have.
Exactly.
The formation, the gear is different. You know what I'm saying?
But their sword can hurt your armor. Or basically, they could be your weakness. So that goes on to the next slide, which is the shoes of peace. And this is why you want to stay grounded and remain peace at all time. We're not looking to fight a battle and conquer just for the heck of it. That's ego. That's Satan's side. That's pride. That's all on the wrong frequency. We don't want to function on that in order to manifest the life we want. In order to connect to the right people, in order to be your true self, your masculine king self, your God self. So you have to be in the right frequency in order to function correctly. So when you're putting on these shoes, one thing I know you're a sneakerhead, Q.
No, actually, I'm not, bro.
You're not? You be having some fresh kicks.
I mean, you got to keep your feet clean. But you could ask me, bro. You could go down the line of Jordans. You could show me them, and I wouldn't know what from what unless I put them on my feet.
Well, I used to be in high school. But one thing I want to mention is we keep our shoes clean.
Got to keep them clean.
So, and we're watching what we're walking on. You don't want to dirty up those sneakers.
Absolutely.
So don't get into no dirty mess. Don't get into no mess that's going to dirty up your shoes. Keep them clean, keep them peaceful. And that's basically saying put yourself in an environment where it's going to be peaceful. It's not going to dirty you up. It's not going to hurt you in any way.
Because the shielded feet that you are wearing, you're moving these things to these places.
Not only that, with your shoes, it also tells a tale. Dirty shoes, this guy doesn't keep himself clean. You don't get that respect you're looking for.
Yes.
Now the perspective is, this guy right for me? Is he wrong for me?
Right.
So the shoes also send a message of respect, of peace, of, hey, I'm the guy for the job. Hey, I want to be that man for you. Hey, I can protect you. Hey, I can get to that destination whenever you tell me you need me to. I could be your messenger. So knowing when you put on your shoes that it's for peace, is to get mission done, is to provide, is to protect.
Yes. And another thing on peace, and putting on the right shoes, that right there, I'm gonna bring it to fitness. When you go to work out, you gotta have certain shoes for certain workouts, that you're going to approach. So you have to armor up with the right shoes for the proper workout for that day. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So whatever you're walking into, you want to be prepared for it. And then when you're sitting in peace, mind you, shoes, you want your shoes to fit comfortable and keep you grounded. Like my guy Bill said, keep you grounded because your legs and your feet.
And that's what gets you places.
It's what gets you places, bro.
And what I mean get you places.
Bro, if your feet fucked up, you're done.
Yeah,
you're done,
you
bro.
Staying still.
Bro, if your feet fucked up, you're done.
So in order to take care of your feet, you need those nice shoes.
From the feet to the legs.
You need those golden shoes.
Keep them things locked in.
You need those golden shoes that's gonna gain that respect. That's not gonna wear off.
Give me the Iron Man shit.
That's not gonna get dirty.
My feet in them motherfuckers just lock the fuck up all my shits, and now I'm ready to go.
Every morning,
that's it. Just step in them motherfuckers.
I don't even have to worry about, and it cleans itself. And it puts me in every time I'm in
self-cleaning. Self-cleaning.
And every time I want to put myself, step in the wrong spot, it automatically corrects. It autocorrects. Oh,
word.
So I'll never get into no problems.
That's a bad step.
Turn this way, GPS. But again, talking about getting into the wrong spots, even if you get to the right spots or the wrong spots, you always got to have that shield. And we're going to move on to the next slide. We're always going to have that shield of faith. And that's basically meaning that your faith got to be strong. Your belief got to be strong. And we said it, everybody has a different belief system.
Yes, indeed.
And what I believe, that's your operating system. What you believe is what you will live on and what you will die on. It's your operating system. When you turn on the computer, Is it a Windows or Apple? You can tell off outside if it's the Windows or Apple, but when you turned it on, you can have a desktop that looks like a Microsoft, but it could be an Apple computer. You know what I mean? The same with Apple. It could disguise itself as an Apple computer, but it could be a Microsoft until you turn it on. And then you see the software, the operating system inside.
And then
that's your mentality.
Yes.
And that if you don't have that strong faith in yourself, the wolf will smell that. People will smell that. Then they'll start questioning your faith, questioning you, questioning what you believe on.
Yes.
And and they just, after that, once you lose respect, it's hard to gain it back. And now you're gonna put yourself, you believing you're in the right spot, and now you're on the wrong spot.
There you go.
And you created that based off not having strong belief in your perspective, in your truth.
Indeed.
So again, it's all about energy. If your energy is not strong enough to withhold, don't use it yet. Keep training.
Keep training. I like that. I like that.
Let the force be
because
with you.
we've all experienced that, right? At a point where our shield, you go through stages, right? So your shield might not be a higher mastered shield. It might just be a beginner shield that you're working with that you got to get used to. It might be a lighter weight, you know what I'm saying? Or a heavier weight until you get skilled enough.
Exactly.
And not having that shield, let's go back to frequency. Let's say if somebody were to say something that triggers you or bothers you in a certain way, if you feel affected by that and you let that come through your shield, because we literally carry a shield around us, an invisible shield that we're sitting in it right now. I mean, yours, and mine's. You feel what I'm saying? And that's where we're at with this. So even though it just all lines up, bro. Having that shield is important because now when people come at you and they project their own either insecurities or their own problems onto you and they want to talk down on you or anything like that, you're shielded. You're unaffected because you know who you are.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
10
saying?
toes down, you're standing on business.
Yeah.
And again, guys find themselves by working out. Guys find themselves by building stuff. Carpenter working in the backyard, building them stuff in the house.
Yes.
Guys find themselves by solving problems. You know, guys find themselves by putting themselves in problems and figuring out that this is not where they want to be. So a lot of people find themselves different ways. Some people get lucky and just end up in the right spot at the right time. Some people are unlucky and have to fight a war each step until they get to the right step.
That's it.
It's all comes from your environment. But the best place, the best time to be alive is right now because we can choose where we want to be. We have the internet. We have connection so fast I could call somebody, make connection real quick on Facebook, Instagram. Oh, he does something that I want to do that I know will better my belief system in myself and my skills, strengthen that shield. So I need to go to him and he's the teacher, I'm the student. Find your teacher. Strengthen that shield.
There you go. He could find the cracks in your shield and where your shield it needs work at. You know what I'm saying? Or tell you like, listen, that you got a good shield, but it's you need a better one.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And I want to talk about something. And because the shield might not be the problem. The shield might be that you're trying to pick it up and it's too heavy for you. And what I'm speaking about, you know what I'm getting to. You know what I'm getting to? It's sometimes you're grabbing something that is not for you because your ego is telling you that's your shield. And you're trying to pick it up, but it's too heavy.
You haven't worked on your strengths.
You haven't
worked on yourself enough to carry that heavier shield that's going to protect you the way it needs to, but you didn't build yourself up enough to manage this shield.
Exactly.
Good shit.
So it could be like you get into a religion, and we're not going to speak, religion and stuff like that, or team. It could be anything different. It could be religion. New religion, you want to learn it, this and that. They're going to test you on it, ask you questions. You trying to pick up that shield, but you can't. It's too heavy until you know the right answer, until you know about that religion, until you know like the back of your hand and that religion, that shield is light now. Same thing when you're playing a new sport. No matter what it is, understand what position you're taking before trying it out and lifting it. Is this for me? Oh, it's too heavy. Let me train myself more until I can get to that shield. There's another thing that I want to say.
Talk to him.
Sometimes you're picking up a small shield that's not even covering you because you believe it's good enough.
Ooh.
You know,
yeah.
That could go two ways.
Yeah.
That could go ego.
Yeah.
Or that could go that you're so humble, you're
settling.
You're
settling for this little shield because you're like, it's gonna do this. I can make it do that. You know what I'm saying?
Or you could be so egotistical. See, I'm just gonna pick the shield up just to say I have a shield, because just to say I believe in it, but I know myself. At the end of the day, when you have an ego, you don't know yourself.
Yes,
ego is just a eggshell to protect the soul.
Yes.
But when you fully find yourself, you don't need an ego. The ego is on standby just to block any energy that's going to mess with your purpose. You know when to use your ego. And that's just for protection when you don't want somebody to get close, when you know they're harmful to your purpose, your why.
Time and a place.
Exactly. So
time and a place. Know the time, know the place.
Exactly. But that's when you know you. When you don't know yourself and you believe your ego is you become an egotistical alpha.
You operate off of that.
And we see that in the gym a lot.
All the time.
Yelling, you know what I mean? You're acting like a gorilla. Just, you lift more, this and that. Talking down on other people just because. And I got a story to tell. That's another episode.
Let's get to it.
But this goes off shield. I stood on mine, but there was this big ass guy. I was with my woman in the gym.
Yeah.
And he was eyeing her the whole time he was in the gym. I didn't pay no mind. My woman's beautiful. You know what I mean?
Confident.
Exactly. So we working out this and that. He just comes, looks at her, looks at me. We make eye contact. And he knew that he had to step to me and, because he saw that I saw him looking at her ass.
Indeed.
But he came up to me and wanted to create a conversation. I knew what it was about. I knew that I caught him.
You felt the energy.
Yeah. I knew I caught him watching my girl, and he knew that I caught him. So that's why he came and wanted.
Which is fine. That's a compliment.
Exactly. It's a compliment. He came and he asked, I see you at the gym a lot, this and that, and started a conversation. It took, again, that was an ego. He came up to try to fuel my ego, and I wasn't about no war or anything like that. All I wanted to know is, hey, I noticed you. That's it. He tried to talk to me, kept it short. Hey, appreciate this and that. I was using a tool. It's like a little thing. It's like the little. When you put
the plate for the for curls.
Yeah, for the curls. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was complimenting me on that, and he was asking me where I got it from. I told him Amazon. You know what I mean? And that's it. I kept it short with him, and that's standing on your truth, on yourself, being confident. I knew what he was doing. If I wasn't there, he would try to talk to my girl.
Of course,
she's a beautiful woman, but he knew that I saw him staring and he couldn't control himself. So his ego brought him to me to try to fill me out, to see if he can punk me. And I didn't allow him. My shield was strong. My shield was stronger than his. And he felt that. He felt it.
He felt that.
So we kept it short.
That's like, men. That's just men testing men.
You know what I'm saying? We kept it short, and then he just walked away. And after that, nod to each other, and we keep it going every time I go to the gym. But that's just a great example on knowing yourself and standing on your truth. You put on the shoes for peace. You're not looking for war.
Come on, man.
You know yourself. You put on your breastplate of righteousness. You put on that armor. You stand on your right. I know, hey, I'm a protector. I see you looking. She's gold. She's, good meat. She's beautiful. A lot of guys always looking at her, but I'm her protector. So I'm going to let you know. So when I pick up that shield, I'm going to protect her and myself. So that's
extend that cloak a little bit. So y'all both covered up.
The shield of faith is believe in yourself. And when you believe in yourself, you can believe in your family, you can believe in your cause, your religion, whatever it is you are here for. It'll become a lot stronger when you love yourself and believe in yourself. And then we're going to move on to the next one, and which is the helmet of salvation. And I like to relate this to Magneto.
Yes.
Because Magneto wears a helmet to protect himself against Xavier, because Xavier's always in his head trying to put that influence positive. Don't do this, this, and that. Because Magneto is standing on his shield of faith, in his own faith.
He's standing on his own business.
But at the same time, he need to protect his purpose, his why. He's been through a different upbringing than Xavier. Both Professor Xavier and Magneto, you can compare that to Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. They're both standing on their own righteousness. They're both standing on their own peace. They're both standing on their own helmet of salvation. They have their own armor, their God armor. One believes they have to destroy humans and protect the mutants. The other one believes we can work together. The other one believes the truth that the humans don't want to work with, mutants. The other one believes we got to find a way for them to trust and respect and not in fear of mutants.
Right.
So both have different message for the same cause in a way. One is just protecting. One is also protecting and basically explaining faith, getting the humans to believe that we're of peace. So one is action, one is the messenger. So, but both same goal.
Absolutely.
To protect their loved ones, to protect their own people, the people like them, their truth.
Indeed.
So,
and that's just a matter of, like you said, just protecting your mind. We come across apps that are fiending for our attention. Most important currency, is our attention. So when you protect your mind and you study things that keep you sharp and keep you on your toes and keep you poised, you don't just let anything get in there, and that's that protection, that's that shield, that's that armor that you need to have on a daily basis. Watch what you're consuming. Even like, say, for instance,
I'm glad that you said that.
When I'm dealing with my clients, the first thing I say is, this is where I'm testing their helmet. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me see your social media feed. Let me see your phone. Let me see what you're looking at. So now I know what you're letting bypass your armor that's supposed to be protecting your mind.
I'm glad you said that.
You feel what I'm saying?
Because the helmet of salvation is also what you consume through all five senses. It's also what you take in as data, because our body is through five senses, which is, your touching, feeling, seeing, smelling, tasting. Those are all
not
data.
Including the sixth. That's outside of that. Come on, man.
That's another I don't think they're ready for that.
We can deep dive, we can deep dive, but we gotta get into that. That's another episode.
Support us. Click on the Patreon link. We get enough monthly subscribers. We'll get deep into conspiracies, into spiritual crap, shit, what you name it.
Yeah,
but we're gonna stay on topic for right now. And basically, the helmet is protection of what you consume. Being aware of, I can't be going on WarStar. It's all violent. You know what? And I quit WarStar years ago.
Yeah, likewise.
I was addicted to WarStar. Every day I used to go to WarStar.
Bro, you and everybody else.
That was the thing to do. And I was in the military doing that. Every day, WarStar, hiphop.com. That's how I figure out the trends of what's going on.
Remember that shit? WarStar. Like, yo, oh shit. Like, all right, you don't want to wind up on that. Yo, I think that's the shit, right? That kept motherfuckers from not wanting to get knocked the fuck out.
That's what started. Yep.
That's what kept motherfuckers from not wanting to get knocked the fuck out. And they started. They like, oh man, nah, they gonna pull out. They gonna pull out before they hear somebody in the back screaming WarStar.
But see how powerful that is.
Yes.
See how it could affect the culture. Protecting your helmet. You know about WarStar. So you're not going to put yourself in that environment, nor are you going to consume it. Because even if you're consuming that energy, you're manifesting that in the future where you're putting yourself in those positions where a WarStar moment can happen. So
a WarStar moment.
We don't want that. We don't want that.
Bro, almost caught a WarStar moment, man. He's out there. Wow,
nigga went viral.
The wrong way.
The way you don't want to be. But again, everything, perspective. Yes. That can actually teach you a valuable lesson that you will never repeat again. If you get your ass knocked out, you probably said the wrong thing that you shouldn't have said.
That's it.
You learn more about yourself and what not to say.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's how you look at things.
Last thing you heard was WarStar. That's it.
Or you got knocked out. All right, but
let's go.
Let's keep on topic.
Good shit.
And you see how we got fun with this because we know ourselves. We could joke with each other. We could joke on each other, and we won't take it to harm because we know ourselves. We know our truth. We have our protective gear on. We have our helmet, our breastplate of righteousness, our shoe of peace. We don't want no problem. We want to create a good time. So
not taking things personal.
Exactly. Suiting up is enjoying the day, living blissful, living lovely, wanting to help others win. And we're going to go on to the next one because I believe the next one is a sword of spirit and purpose. And when you're swinging that sword, there's a couple things you got to know what to do before you're swinging. First of all, know how to swing.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes,
So
indeed.
before you even want to, sharpen the blade, learn the skill. Don't just, I'm good at this and do it for somebody and destroy stuff. No, that's negative. Don't lie on yourself just to make money. Don't lie.
Man. Cutting up in the wrong areas.
Learn the skill. Take a lot of practice with that skill, no matter what it is. And then when you have a lot of practice, that means you're swinging somewhere when there's nobody around. Then when you feel confident enough to use that skill on somebody, now you're sharpening the blade. Yeah. Now every time you're using it on somebody, you're sharpening the blade more and more so it can become sharper and sharper. Now you're getting customer feedback. You're getting reviews. They're telling you, hey, you should do this better. You should do it this way. I like it this way. Yeah. Now using your skill, your purpose, whatever your purpose is, now you understand how to use it, how to sharpen it, and which way they like it.
And that's because you came out swinging with the purpose.
Exactly. That's before even picking up the sword.
Yeah.
You got to know what you're fighting for.
You got to know what you're fighting for, bro. you got to know what you're fighting for, bro.
Why don't you pick up a sword? If you're picking up a sword and your mentality is nothing of fighting, and when I mean nothing of fighting, nothing of strength, nothing of courage, skills, and you picking up that sword, you're already in the wrong spot. You're already in the wrong spot. So understand when you're picking up that sword to protect, to fight, you already know what you're doing it for. You know your why. You know your purpose.
Yes.
You know why you're here for. And when you know all that, that's when that spirit can fuel your sword. That's when that spirit can fuel your purpose, can make that sword powerful, magical, sharpen it. And you can now that sword turns into a magic sword. That's a Jedi sword, Star Wars. Come on.
Had that sword acting totally different out there.
You could customize that sword however you want.
He handled that sword. He handled that shit different. You know what I'm saying?
Before you even picking up the sword, you got to put the armor on. It makes no sense to pick up a sword with no armor.
Absolutely. Absolutely not.
You go into the street blind, swinging a sword with no armor. Easy to take you down your belief system, mold you, and I can take you up without an armor and put you somewhere to continue swinging on the enemy side.
And that goes back to ego.
And exactly. But you didn't see what I just said. Exactly what's going on every day. People are working their ass off. I commend them for protecting their family, providing for their family, but they hate their life.
Yeah, bro.
And the metaphor I'm using is the elite, the upper man, has you swinging a sword, but you don't know why you're swinging it. And he just...
My man talking that shit.
And he just...
You on that shit today.
And he just grabbed
you on that shit today.
Keep swinging it over here.
Yeah,
and
man.
You're like, Master, I'm tired. He's like, no, you keep swinging. You ain't gonna get paid.
Keep swinging.
And he's just using it to swing at
I'm
things.
all cut up. I don't got no armor on. No, just keep swinging. Get through it. Keep swinging.
But you know what? He's picking up you with the sword, so he doesn't have to get dirty, but he knows that you have some skill set. He doesn't care how good you do it.
Come on.
He doesn't care how, as long as you get the job done and putting more money in his pocket, that's all he cares about.
That's it.
So
you swung the sword just good enough.
Exactly.
To get the job done.
So don't even try to pick up the sword without putting on the armor. And for those who's not grasping what we're saying, and we have to break it down in layman's terms, go find yourself first. Before trying to be the best at something, learn from that environment. Get information, energy, data from everybody in that environment.
Absolutely.
See how they play, how they do things, and then just grab that, add that to your skill set, your skill level. Learn from them. Be open-minded. Don't judge. And the more you work on yourself, notice when you make mistakes or you fail at something, is only data to how to better yourself, how to sharpen that knife. Don't hurt yourself more because you failed at something. Now, if other people are telling you you suck, you ain't good at it, you're not good at it, they're not putting on your armor. They're not swinging your sword. They can't touch your sword. They can grab you, but they can't touch your sword. That's your sword. So how are you going to mold it? How are you going to swing it? And how are you going to protect yourself? How powerful is that armor? So that's pretty much it. The sword of spirit and purpose. And going on to the next slide. You guys going to put on your armor? And that's I'm going to give you an Easter egg. This is my character on a virtual reality game we're building. Okay? And if you guys want to know more,
indeed.
if you guys want to know more
next
about
level shit.
other projects we got going on, again, go on our Patreon, pick the highest package, and we'll add you to our Discord group. And you see all the projects we got going on with the real estate.
Get that behind the scenes package, man.
We working with other people. We working on some big world changing things.
A lot of shit.
But again, man, it's pretty much simple. It's not a one time thing, Q. This is a every day, every time you wake up, you have to put on your shoes, put on your belt of truth, your breastplate of righteousness, your helmet of salvation, and you pick up that sword. And when you're ready to swing it proudly, swing it with love, swing it to get better, swing it so people can notice, and then they can either come closer or stay away.
There you go.
And
every day. Every time you walk out that door, every day when you walk out that door, make sure you suit it and put your armor on calmly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't rush to exit without doing your due diligence and your gratitude before you suit up.
But I'm glad you said that.
Put your this right here. What you put on represents you.
Of course.
You feel what I'm saying? So when you're suiting up and you're putting on your jewels and your whatever you like to represent and show yourself with, you put that on, but you put it on and know that you're putting it on nice and calmly. You setting the stage and you setting your armor up, and this is your protection. You put your watch on, put your sneakers on, you put your clothes on. You know what I'm saying? You walk out that door and you're literally representing your armor and your tag every time you step out that door.
And so I'm glad you said that. Strong. Don't rush. You can't rush with an armor like this, because if you're rushing, I don't think you're putting on the armor. I think you're confusing it with something else. Because again, when you're putting on those shoes of peace, you're peaceful within yourself. You're not rushing. When you put on the breastplate of righteousness, you're standing on your own right. Nobody's controlling you. So that when you're rushing, that means you're on somebody else's time. That means you're not on God's time.
Come on.
If you're not on God's time, then you're not putting on the armor.
Duh.
So like Tony Stark, that when he puts on the armor, when he first started putting on the armor on the first Iron Man movie, it took him long.
It took him some time.
He had
to figure it all out.
He had to figure it one step at a time. And then the third Iron Man, nanotechnology, it stays with him at all times.
Yes.
That's knowing yourself.
Yes.
That's standing on your ground.
Great. That was a great
analogy. Like that. You like that?
That's good shit.
And guys, if you enjoyed this podcast, if you enjoyed this episode, we do have a place where we keep it safe. We don't spread gossip or rumor. We want to help other men win. We do have a Facebook group, a safe haven. It's a private group, a safe haven for warrior men, where we talk about relationship problems. We talk about financial struggle. We talk about health issues, all that behind closed doors. You don't have to talk to your girlfriend so she could use it against you. You don't have to talk to your coworkers so they can conspire at work to try to get you fired. Nah, this is a safe haven where we keep everything within the group.
Yes.
You give us your problems. We have the resources, not just us, it's other business owners that's our expert warriors within the group to help you win, to help you find you, to help you put on that armor. So the links will be in the description. Anywhere this is where you're watching this. And if you're listening to this on the audio, you on Spotify, Apple, you already know what to do to connect to other social media platforms.
Let's run it up, man. Let's run it up. Like, share, subscribe. We appreciate you even if you stuck through it. You know what I'm saying? Because people's attention span is short these days. I ain't gonna point no fingers. I'm just saying. It is.
So if you watch this whole episode, we all get
caught up in it sometimes. But if you watch this whole episode, we appreciate you staying with us.
Congratulations.
Yes.
That means you're on the way. You're on the first step finding yourself.
You know what I'm saying? You just don't even realize you threw on a piece of the armor. You feel what I'm saying?
You don't even realize you're shining the armor.
You're shining. There you go. Yes. You shining it before
watching us, you shining this.
Come on, man.
So anything you have to say before we wrap up this episode, Q?
No, that's pretty much it, man. Just stay with us, stick with us, man. We really want to do good for a lot of the men that are out there trying to figure themselves out, you know, and we can do that along the way because we don't have all the answers either. You know what I'm saying? We have what we know from let's go back to that P word perspective. You know what I'm saying? And we all have different perspectives. We can learn from one another, and we're here to set the fucking tone.
Hell yeah.
You know?
So you already know. Again, you guys want to connect with us, read the description. The links will be there. Holla at your boy. This is the Warrior Wisdom Podcast Show. Now stay tuned for next episode.
Come on.
Y'all, stay tuned. Y'all don't even know what's coming. Let's get it. Holla at your boy.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Warrior Wisdom Podcast. Please be sure to like and share, and don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss an episode. Remember, this is Warrior Wisdom for Modern Warriors.